you feeling, Ilya?
Everything is good. Nice day today. A little bit practice with the guys, with players. Yeah, feel good. I think I'm ready to play. Yeah, I'm available right now.
What happened on Saturday that forced you to leave the game?
I'm hit some posts with my calf. Yeah, and a little bit contusion my muscle. Yeah, it's to I don't know how to say it. I'm not really good with the medical stuff.
Cramp?
Yeah, like a cramp. Yeah, and yeah, last couple of days I feel pretty sore. But yesterday I was skating before everybody skate a little bit, and moving is great. Not hurts anymore. You know, like I'm happy to be back.
Your teammates give you a bit of a hard time because you keep scaring them. Like when you get hurt, and then you're fine afterwards. It looks bad at the time.
You know, like yeah, you know, I'm happy it's just a cough. Yeah, if it's growing, probably I'm done this season. Yeah, but I'm happy with what we have right now, and yeah, I feel healthy and everything is good. Ready to play again.
Was there a bit of panic in the moment, Ilya? Did you know it was just something minor, or were you worried it might have been something serious?
You know, like I don't understand. You know, like I'm trying to get up, but you know, like it feel really sore. I understand it's just a muscle because it's, you know, like you understand what you hear, yeah, and yeah, just a little bit scared, yeah, not a lot, no time for scared.
I know you had some emotions when you faced Washington last year. Does it still feel like if you play them, there's some emotions there?
Not yet anymore. Like not in the last year, yeah. It was different, yeah. I'm first time moved to the team in a league, and I've been maybe young, yeah, and think about this. But right now, yeah, I'm okay, and I'm so happy for these guys. Yeah, this guy's doing a really great job. Yeah, I'm happy for Spencer too. Yeah, he's like a new breathing for this team. Yeah, yeah, that's what I want to say.
Ilya, do you have any thoughts on Ovechkin's month and all the goals he's been scoring lately after a slow start?
It's hard to say, you know, like I'm not professional, yes, not tech expert, yeah, but I'm happy to him too. Yes, yeah, slow start, but you know, like I think as a full team is play pretty good right now. Yeah, it's good hockey. Plus Ovi, yeah, he's not young anymore, long time, and yeah, he's just you know like working hard on us this season, and we see he's pretty good shape right now.
How much do you stay in contact with him through the season? Do you text or call over?
Yeah, after every game, yeah, we was talking with him, and if you have time, we go some dinner with him. You know, like it's a tough season, yeah, especially for schedule. Yeah, you didn't talk a lot with any guys right now. You just focus. Yeah, I have family too, you know, like just more focus at home, yeah, and yeah, just sometimes we talking with Russian guys all the time. There's still connection.
How significant are these last 11 games for the team down the stretch, coming off you know a tough game last night?
Yeah, I know. Like we really need to prepare it for playoff. Yeah, I mean like more mental and figure out with how we want to play in the playoffs. This last repetition for us. Yeah, last 10 games, and a really important time for right now. You know, like we need to play really hard every game because it's in a playoff. It's changed really quick. Yeah, every team will be play hard, angry. You know, like it's different hockeys will become. We need to get ready for this.
Yeah. How good were you feeling before you got hurt? Obviously, it was a tough way to end that game, but it felt like you were really dialed in against Edmonton on Saturday.
You know, like I mean, like I'm not lost a lot. Yeah, I'm not lost any days. Yeah, I'm just I'm not go to Carolina, and we have a day off for everybody. Like I didn't lost anything. You know, like I'm still same prepared. I understand it's not too really hard, not too long injury, and yeah, I'm just stay focused all the time and ready to play.
On Saturday, did you hear the fans chanting your name? Even when you got hurt there, they were chanting your name. Like, how does that feel?
What time I'm hurt?
Yeah, when you went down, they were
oh yeah, I did. I don't remember too much. Yeah, a little bit about this, but I listen in the game. Yeah, a couple of times. You know, like it's, you know, I mean, I'm born in in Russian, yeah, it was a really small town, yeah, and what time is in a Scottish bank, you know, like his fans is cheer your name is a great, you know, like it's really good moment, yeah. I'm so happy, yeah, and yeah, thank you for everybody for this, yeah.
What went wrong last night?
Yeah, just some of our details. Just got to be a little sharper, and obviously sticking with it, and not giving the other team life or feed into their game. So, you know, especially when you dominate a period so well like we did in the first, and not on the right side of it, and then we grab the lead and then we give it up, and just kind of continue to stay with it. Just recognizing those moments and situations where, even though you're trying to make a play, just where you're at in the game, and obviously the situation on the ice. So, starting with myself. So, important to recognize that, be accountable for that, and refocus, and do what we need to continue to do going forward.
How concerning is it that there was some sloppiness when you guys are getting pretty close to the games that matter here?
I mean, every game matters. So we treat this stuff from opening day of training camp the same as we do now. Obviously, less and less games are. Heightened awareness and focus, obviously, in the competitive aspect continues to amplify. So, but yeah, definitely important to set that standard and have it extremely high. And when things aren't at that standard, like I said, being accountable for it, and refocusing and getting back to what we do and what brings success.
Sheldon had mentioned he felt like you in particular kind of got carried away down the stretch in that game when the coach that's a rare thing for him to say, like when he says that publicly.
Mm-hmm.
What impact, if any, does that have on you?
Well, I think especially as the captain, you really want to be at the top of the list of being accountable and setting the standard and the way we need to play. And obviously, he's good in discussions with me and throughout our lineup about when there's plays to be made, make the plays. Certainly, depending on the situation in the game we're in. Had an opportunity in the second period that I thought tried to make a play and misjudged it. That's on me. So, obviously you have to continue to, like I said, be accountable, hold yourself to a high standard, especially as the captain, and doing the right things, and especially with the way we need to play to get the results that we want. So I recognize that, and like I said, refocus and get back to what you do well, and how you impact the team, and especially on the leadership side of things.
What has to be the response then tomorrow night, John, I suppose?
Well, I think just the way we need to play. I think the urgency is recognized, and how we have to continue to go out there and play well, and the points we need to build our game, and at this time of year, the type of hockey that's being played, and as we are in the final stretch here, working to earn our spot to continue to do that. So I think it's just the identity of the team and the way we need to play, the structure, the detail, obviously, recognizing moments, each and every shift, but throughout the game, and just staying with it and not trying to do too much.
Sheldon and Austin both used the word immature about how the team played. I mean, obviously that's not what you guys are trying to do anytime you're out there. How does it creep into the game? How does it end up showing up?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think, obviously, like I said, when we did a lot of good things early on, we weren't on the right side of it, then grabbed a hold of the game and let it go again. And then, I think sometimes you try to do a little too much, or you try to grab the game right back instead of just kind of staying with the process and the way we need to play. So just important to focus on that process. And when we do that over, the course of 60 minutes, it usually leaves us in a pretty good spot.
John, I don't know about other than the game you played in Washington here recently, how much you paid attention to the Caps, but I'm wondering what you make of Ovechkin's sort of surge here in the second half.
Yeah. I mean, whether it's Ovi or their team, and obviously he's a major factor in that, and what he's done there his whole career. They're playing really well and playing with a lot of belief, and certainly getting the results they want. So I think it continues that belief in themselves, and how they're competing really hard and working to earn a spot. So we know it'll be a great test tomorrow.
What's been your perspective on how Giordano's handled a trying time now that he's eligible to come off LTIR and play?
Yeah, Gio's been great. I mean, it's I thought he got off to a really good start this season, and obviously some ups and downs with some injuries and whatnot. But he's just continued to be a great pro, and you can just see how much he loves the game and how hard he competes. Not just when we go out there and play, but off the ice. Practice days, morning skates, all those types of things. How much he just enjoys playing the game, being around the guys, and doing everything he can to help the team.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
How did you go about addressing the group regarding what happened last night today?
Well, I had spoken to the team last night after the game ended, which I normally don't do after a loss, but felt it was needed. So they had a pretty good sense of where I was at then. But we chatted. We had a meeting today, just about reframing things and recognizing the things that I didn't like and the things that I feel they shouldn't like about last night, and press on.
After a game like that where you made it clear you were displeased with a number of things, why switch from a practice to a skills day?
Well, I don't know how to call it a skills day, but yeah, it was a couple things. We were mindful of the fact we just played 3 games in 4 nights, but quite frankly, we had a few players that I expected to be available for practice today that played last night that were not available to practice today. So all of a sudden our numbers were real light, and many of the things I wanted to do today were not going to be possible with less people. So I felt if it was going to be more of a flowing type practice, then we can do that tomorrow morning and capitalize on the rest here today.
What's the outlook for Mitch this week now, moving forward?
I think the hope or plan was that we could get him going to be able to practice on Friday. I do not expect him to be available or even to consider him playing this week. But he looked really good out there today, and progress looks to be good. I think he's in a good place. We just got to continue to build him up.
And confidence, Sheldon, that some of these things you just mentioned, player health-wise, can smooth themselves out then for tomorrow morning. Yeah, some will for sure. We think they just needed the day, and then some that we'll have to see where we're at tomorrow, both in guys that played last night and those that didn't. Morgan specifically, but yeah, we'll just have to see where we're at tomorrow with a couple things settle.
Pleased to see, Samsonov's progress.
Yeah, it's great to see him in gear yesterday, and then get another sort of full day today. Would have been a full practice for him today had we chosen to practice, but it was kind of a last minute. It was after 11 o'clock before I made the decision we weren't going to practice, so you got a good sense of what the group was going to look like. So it kind of changed his plan a bit, but he was still able to get a good work day, and that'll continue into tomorrow for him.
Will he play tomorrow, or does he?
He won't play tomorrow, no.
How important is it for you to go with Joseph Woll again and just kind of shake off maybe those couple of bad starts in his game?
Yeah, I think it's a good chance for him, right now to get back in there. And I thought he had a really strong game, as we had talked about in Carolina, and then not as strong yesterday, like the group in front of him, which the group in front of him made life much harder on him. But yeah, it's a good chance to get back in there, both in what happened last night and also just, with Samsonov, on a bit of a pause here. It gives Joe a chance to get his workload up.
Bit of a technical question, but when you have a defenseman playing a 2-on-1, do you have a hard and fast rule that you want to take away the pass, or does it kind of depend on?
It has to be.
Players?
This is one that's been debated for years in terms of the right play, and the reality is it has to be a read. There's different handedness of the players, there's different speeds of the players, there's different depth of the players, there's different skill sets of the defenders. Some are very good at laying out and denying a pass, and some are very poor at it and put themselves in bad spots. So as difficult as it is, you've got to be able to manage it, what works well for you, and each player kind of has a different approach to it. But generally speaking, if you can put some pressure onto the puck, you want to do that early to try to disrupt the pass as much as you can and buy the goalie time to get over. And otherwise, generally try to focus on doing the things that make it so you don't face 2-on-1s. Because generally, no matter how you want to defend a 2-on-1, it's the deck is stacked against you.
On the rare occasions that Tavares has had a slip, what have you noticed about how he responds?
He's been great, and he will be great. You know, and I brought John up yesterday, you know, as I did in the room with the team, because I think he's our leader and he's got to set the tone for our group. And so that's sometimes it's part of his play. Sometimes it's as the captain to help bring the group back when they're slipping, when others are slipping. And I just really added him to the list of our best players from last night. And I think I was asked about William and Austin, and I think those guys they're right with them. Those guys have got to be the leaders of our group, especially when we've got a number of leaders that didn't play last night. They're out of our group, so now you're thin on experience. Those guys. You know, we all had a tremendous first period. Things were going really well for us, but when it starts to slide, or instead of getting carried away with it, we got to bring it back and stick to structure, stick to a plan, stick to our mindset that we had going into the game, which was really to approach the game the exact same way we approached Edmonton. It's a different team, obviously, but very similar ability to strike quickly on offense, to make plays, top-end players, all these kind of things. And I thought we approached it well and capitalized on that mindset in the first period, and then it starts to go away from you after that. And as a coach, you're really leaning on your best people and most experienced people to bring that back and get the group back on track. And we failed to do that last night. That's on me and our leadership group, and those are the kind of things that you hope we're better this time of the year. And last night we slept, but we've been good in that regard for quite some time here now, and I suspect we'll get it right back to where it needs to be tomorrow.
Did you maybe
Did
you maybe find it a bit surprising that you are kind of addressing this at this point of the season? Like you mentioned in previous years, the core of the experienced guys, you're here now.
It's the reality of you play 82 games. You're going to get a little bit of something all the time. Yeah, the time of the year, but I hope we don't have these dips. But as I mentioned, it's not common. You go play a game, you get 25 shots on goal, and you're feeling great, and everything's going, and might have been one of our best periods of the season offensively. Everybody's feeling it, and everybody thinks they're going to have a great night, and then starts to get away on you. It's different. It's not normal. That wasn't the NHL in the first period yesterday, right? Like that doesn't happen all the time. So it's a different night, and then you consider who we have out of the lineup in terms of their leadership and abilities and all those kind of things, and there's a bit of the recipe for some of those things to happen. Third game in 4 nights, all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to bring it up to their attention and let them know we're not happy about it. And you're trying to make sure it doesn't happen again. And based on the way our group has been over the last couple of months, I'm expecting that it won't. And we press on.